Dear students, I am again with third applications of dimension analysis method. The third application is very important from examination point of view also, because it is usually asked in your examination. Whenever this chapter will come, this application will be asked. Now, what is third equation? To convert one system of unit into another system of unit. Now, whenever any quantity is given us, then it needs two factors. First is magnitude, second is unit. I'm taking an example of it. Suppose I have to purchase 5 kilogram of sugar. 5 kilogram of sugar. Then 5 kilogram is magnitude. We can see here magnitude is there, and kilogram is unit is there. So means there are two things which we have to write whenever a quantity is to used, or which we have to determine a quantity. We need two factors. First is magnitude, second is unit. 5 is magnitude here, numeral value is magnitude here, and kilogram is unit here. So n is representing here magnitude and u is representing here unit. Now 5 kilogram sugar can be represented as 5000 gram of sugar. Are you agree with them? Both are equal or not? Both are equal. So similarly, 5 is n1 here and u is kilogram here, and 5000 is n2 here and u2 is gram here. So we can write here q, but both are same. Q is equal to n1 u1 is equal to n2 u2, or we can write here n1 is equal to n2 u2 upon u1, or we can say here n is inversely proportional to u. If unit is larger, then magnitude will be lesser. If unit is smaller, then magnitude will be larger. So this is the basic concept of this. So we can write here q is equal to n1, u1 is unit, and unit is always represented in terms of physical quantities like m, l and t. m1, l1 and t1, a, b and c are the dimensions of mass, length and time respectively. Because dimensions remain the same, if system is changed, then dimension will remain the same. So we can say here m1 becomes m2 in another system of unit, l1 becomes l2 in another system of unit, and while t1 becomes t2 in another system of units, while abc will remain same. So we can say here q is equal to n1 m1a, l1b, t1c is equal to n2, m2a, l2b and t2c. We have to find out the value of n2. So we can write here, we can calculate the value of this n2. n2 will become is equal to n1, m1 upon m2a, l1 upon l2b and t1 upon t2c. Now I'm taking an example of it by which you can easily understand it. You can easily grasp it. Example number 1 is there. Convert 1 joule into ergs. Now joule is, what is joule? Joule is the unit of work, and work is the product of force into displacement, and the dimension of unit of force is Newton, and unit of distance is meter. So we can say here joule is equal to Newton into meter, and the value of Newton is kilogram meter per second square, into meter will remain same. So we can write here kilogram meter square upon second square. So dimension of joule becomes m1 l2 t minus 2. Similarly, one erg is when Newton is in meter, MK system, and when dyne is CGS system. So in place of Newton it becomes dyne, in place of meter it becomes centimeter. So we can say here gram centimeter upon second square into centimeter, and it becomes gram centimeter square upon second square. Again, dimension will remain same. So dimension is m1 l2 t minus 2. The value of a is 1, the value of b is 2, and the value of c is minus 2. Is there any problem in it? Now, joule is in MKS system and erg is in CGS system. So we have to convert MKS into CGS. Now N1 is 100 gram of joule. We have to 100 joule. We have to convert into ergs. So the value of N1 is 100. N2 we have to calculate. M1 is kilogram, L1 is meter, and T1 is second. M2 is gram, L2 is centimeter, and T2 is second. We are using this formula here. This one formula we are using. Then I am writing the same. Formula again. N2 is equal to N1. This one. And substituting the values, and the value of N1 is 100, M1 is 1 kilogram, M2 is 1 gram, L1 is 1 meter, L2 is 1 centimeter. 1 second. When I substitute the values, when I convert kilogram into gram, it becomes 1000 gram. Meter into centimeter, 100 centimeter, and second is second. Centimeter and centimeter will be cancelled out, gram and gram will be cancelled out. So 100, 1000 is there, 100 is there because square is there, so we write 2 times. Second and second will be cancelled out, so we can write here 1 raised to the power minus 2, and it will remain same 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It becomes n2 is equal to 10 raised to the power 9. Then what we can say, what we can conclude? We can conclude that 100 joule is equal to 10 raised to the power 9 ergs. Or we can say here it is common relation between these two, that is 1 joule is equal to 10 to the power 7 ergs. So we can easily calculate how many joules, how many 100 joules will be in ergs. That will be 10 to the power 9 ergs. It is the third application of this dimension analysis. We are writing one more famous example of it. It is generally asked in your examination. That is this one. The value of G 6.67, that is universal gravitational constant. Why do we call it universal gravitational constant? Because the value of this G remains the same throughout the universe, and it is on the surface of Earth is 6.67 in 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square upon kilogram square, and the value of Newton is kilogram meter per second square. This meter square is there, and kilogram square is also there. When we cancel it, we'll get here kilogram minus 1, m3 second minus 2. Thank you very much.